Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Martin Odegaard heading back to Arsenal on crutches as Norwegian journalist provides injury update. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard is reportedly on his way back to London after picking up a very worrying-looking injury whilst on international duty with Norway. The 25-year-old attacking midfielder is a crucial player for Mikel Arteta's side, and they won't want to be without him for long, while they also really could have done with having him available for this weekend's big game away to rivals Tottenham in the North London derby. Odegaard had to go off in Norway's last game due to an ankle injury, and Jan Age has provided his latest information on the player situation as he heads back to London for further tests, though the accompanying image of him on crutches certainly doesn't look too optimistic. Odegaard is one of Arsenal's most important players, and fans will no doubt be hugely worried and frustrated by the fact that this has happened so early on in the season, especially when they are already without the suspended Declan Rice in midfield for the trip to Spurs this Sunday. Added to that, Mikel Merino joined to bolster Arsenal's midfield options this summer, but got injured in training almost straight after finalizing his switch from Real Sociedad. This leaves Arsenal looking extremely light in midfield for this weekend's big derby game, and it remains to be seen how Arteta can possibly reshuffle his side and still have a decent chance of winning such a difficult game. Kai Havertz moving into midfield could work, but he tends to play better up front, and it still leaves Arsenal relying on Jorginho coming in for his first competitive appearance of the season. Leandro Trossard can also drop back into midfield, but is probably needed on that left-hand side of the front three after a dip in form from Gabriel Martinelli in recent months, though loan signing Raheem Sterling can also start on that side ahead of the Brazilian. Source surprised by Arsenal's star situation after a club worked really hard to keep him. Arsenal expert Charles Watts has expressed his surprise at how little we've seen of Jorginho so far this season after the Gunners worked so hard to keep hold of him and tie him down to a new deal not that long ago. He said the following: I have been a little bit surprised that Mikel Arteta has not used Jorginho so far this season. He was so key at times last season, and Arsenal worked really hard to keep him at the club when they got him to sign his new deal in May. Obviously, we are still just getting into the new season and there is plenty of football still ahead of us, but I thought Jorginho would still get some minutes over those 3 games before the international break. So I find it quite interesting that he is yet to be used. I'm sure that will change when club football kicks off again, especially with the Carabao Cup getting underway and the start of the new look Champions League. I have seen him linked with a possible move to Turkey, but that's just not going to happen given the transfer window is now shut over here. It's very similar to the Leandro Trossard to Saudi Arabia stuff. Even if the interest is there, Arsenal would just not be in the position to be able to let him go, given they are now unable to bring in a replacement. And even with his minutes seemingly being reduced for now, Jorginho is still such an important influence on the squad. He is a leader and he still plays a key role off the pitch, even when he is not playing on it. He is so well regarded at the club, by his teammates, by the coaching staff, and by everyone else. He is such a professional, and you can see that on the touchline by the way he talks to his teammates throughout the game. When he is warming up as a substitute, he is basically an extra member of the coaching staff. 3 European giants add William Saliba to next summer's transfer shortlist. Arsenal have one of Europe's best centre-backs in their squad. William Saliba has enjoyed a meteoric rise in recent seasons after seamlessly transitioning into Mikel Arteta's first team following a season-long loan with Marseille in 21. The 23-year-old has become one of the Premier League's most highly regarded defenders, and for good reason too. The young Frenchman is like a Rolls-Royce in the middle of Arsenal's backline, a true modern-day centre-back, fast across the ground and technically proficient. It's those same invaluable attributes that have led to the 23-year-old being included in several top European clubs' summer shortlist though. According to a recent report from Vigaches, Arsenal's number 2 is wanted by 3 clubs, all of whom see him as a star for the present and future. The 3 clubs wanting to sign William Saliba first, Paris Saint-Germain, with Saliba being a France international and PSG being the biggest team in France. The club's interest should come as a little surprise. Luis Enrique's side have the funds required to join the hunt for Saliba, but whether or not the prospect of playing in a below-average League One will appeal to the player remains to be seen. Second, Bayern Munich, always in the market for the sport's best defender. Bayern Munich are another club to include Arsenal's Saliba in their 2025 wish list. The Bavarians have the likes of Dayot Upamecano and Kim Min-jae among their options, but Saliba's possible inclusion would certainly be an upgrade on both. Third, Real Madrid. Los Blancos have been building the best squad in football for several seasons. Carlo Ancelotti's midfield and attacking options are the envy of other clubs, and also the La Liga giants have solid defensive options in Antonio Rudiger and David Alaba too. The pair are both well into their 30s, so planning for the future, and Saliba's possible arrival is top priority for the 15-time European winners. Saliba is under contract at Arsenal until 2027, where he earns £190,000 per week. Arsenal had some interest in a Premier League star before disappointing transfer decision. Arsenal had some interest in Crystal Palace attacking midfielder Eberechi over the summer, but ultimately made a disappointing decision not to advance it, according to Charles Watts, speaking exclusively to Count Offside for the latest edition of his daily briefing column. Watts explained that he would have liked to see the Gunners go back in for ease after he previously left the club's academy as a youngster. Discussing the ease situation, Watts said, "I was really surprised that no one really pushed the boat out for Eberechi during the summer. I was sure, given his relatively kind release clause, that someone would have picked him up. Lots of clubs, including Arsenal, had an interest, but that's as far as it went. I saw quotes from Palace chairman Steve Parish saying he was genuinely astounded that no one took ease, and I'm of the same view, to be honest. I thought he would have been a great option for Arsenal, someone who would come in and really improve the squad and give Mikel Arteta plenty of options given his versatility. I know that Arsenal went into the window looking to sign an X-Factor type attacker, someone who could help them unlock tight games with a moment of individual brilliance. There was an awareness at the club ahead of the summer that they lacked that type of player, and in my opinion, East could have given them that, but for whatever reason they decided not to make their move, and I was a bit disappointed with that. It would have been a nice full circle moment for East had he been signed, given he was released from Arsenal's academy when he was just 13. That obviously happens with young players. It's tough at that young age, and there are countless examples of clubs releasing players who then go on to be superstars. It happened with Harry Kane and Arsenal, of course. At 13, the club and the academy coaches at Hale End felt Ease wasn't what they needed, but he has gone to prove himself and to prove them wrong. Arsenal transfer target is not interested in a January move to the Emirates Stadium. One of the players that Arsenal were linked with all summer was Sporting striker Viktor Gyökeres. According to Football Insider, the Swedish attacker has no intention to leave Sporting in January, with both Arsenal and Chelsea interested in his services. The Premier League clubs could force the situation though if they activate his release clause of £84 million. Gyökeres scored 29 goals and provided 10 assists in 33 Liga Portugal matches last season. He has started the new season in the same form he ended the last season, with 7 goals and 1 assist in just 4 Liga Portugal matches. As per the sources, the striker is settled in Portugal right now and would not be in favor of a move in the middle of the season. The striker has 4 years remaining in his contract at the club, but with interest increasing every month in his services after his impressive performances A big move away from the Portuguese club is not far away. Despite Arsenal attackers doing well at the moment, they may step into the market again for a prolific striker if they want to topple the dominance of Manchester City in the Premier League. Gyökeres will be ready to move next summer, and the Gunners already know how much they will be required to pay to sign him. It remains to be seen what Chelsea will decide regarding their striker position after losing out on the signing of Victor Osimhen. They could be involved in a competition with Arsenal to sign Gyökeres next year. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.